Ezra 16. Yeah, I think before Revelation 2. We good? Yes, sir. All right, Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites that come out here week in, week out to prophesy the downfall of America, so that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that we are the true children of Israel, according to the Bible. So that the so-called white man know that he is Esau, and that Babylon is America, and it will be destroyed in the Third World War, which is going to be a nuclear war. So with that being said, we give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Karkadash. Giving double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and the women who follow. So with that being said, hey, let's get into it.
2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia.
Right, the woe meaning destruction. All right, it said to Babylon and to Asia. All right, these are bywords, or just another word for America. All right, can we get what's that Isaiah 47? It says it.
On the top, right?
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, O virgin daughter of Babylon. It's known as the virgin daughter of Babylon, America, that is, because it's never been touched. All right, there hasn't been a war that's taken place on this soil as America. You know, you had a lot of the Civil War, you had the Revolutionary War, right. French and Indian War. You know, you had a lot of battles between, you know, the Union troops and the Gadites, but you never had
international troops.
Exactly, put boots on American soil, boots on American ground, which that's going to change as well. But that's why this place is known as Babylon. It's the reincarnation of Babylon. All the idols that were served in Babylon are served here. The word Babylon means land of confusion, right? And there's nothing but confusion in this land. All right, it's also known as Asia, for the same reasons. All right, being the reincarnation of when we were in captivity to the Syrian captivity. Read that one more time.
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
All right, it says, read that again, Baba Shah.
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground.
Right, because at the end of the day, it says, come sit in the dust. So sit upon the ground. Pretty much what that's represented is Esau, Edom, the rules that be being brought down low. All right, so this is why it's saying come sit down in the dust. Because right now, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, they're on high right now. This is their kingdom. They rule everything. So they're on a hiatus. Not a hiatus, a high horse. All right?
Right, that does also represent confusion. Because remember, it's the land of Babylon, you know, which is confusion. All right? They take evil for righteousness. They give women their rights over men, children rights over parents, alphabet rights. You know, whatever's wrong is right here in America. But that's all I wanted for that. We can get back to 2nd Ezra though.
2nd Ezra 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Right. More bywords for America. Can we get that in Revelation? The dead bodies?
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Right, the great city. The great city is America. Go ahead.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt,
Sodom, why? Because of the alphabet activity. And Egypt, what went on in Egypt with the Israelites? They were in captivity. That's when Moses was able to, by the hand of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, free us from that captivity. All right? And we were brought here on cargo slave ships. We were sent in slave ships from America to Europe. The conquistadors came over here as well. It's the new Egypt captivity. They put the Latinos in slavery. They had the natives. They weren't good slaves, so they just slaughtered them and they brought the Negroes over here. That's why it's known as Egypt. Go ahead.
Just tad bit more. It says, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Yeah, and how did they crucify our Lord here? They brought up that image, the other white meat, Cesare Borgia. All right, and they pushed that image, and that X'd him out, the true Messiah.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Yeah, man, this proves that we are the Israelites. All right, we came over here in cargo slave ships. All right, when it says that no man shall buy you, it's not talking about nobody will spend $1 to purchase a slave. Who wouldn't buy a slave? That makes no sense. But it's talking about save. Nobody can save us. All right, nobody can come and just there's never. The comedian Eddie Griffin, he made a joke back in the day that not one canoe with a nigga with a spear has come from Africa to redeem us. You know what I mean? Because nobody can save us. Only Yahweh Shai can get us out of this predicament. All right, through the spirit and power you have the Heavenly Father, we are going to get out of this place. But it's not going to be by mortal hands. All right, it's going to be by divine intervention.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 21. It says, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahweh Shai, for he shall save his people from their sins.
Yeah, man, Yahweh Shai is going to save his people from their sins. The people on this side, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, these are the only people who have an opportunity for that salvation. All right, because you have what's called supersessionism, where you have the Baptist church, all right, I'll say the Christian church, removing these people and putting in, so-called Christians as the new people of the Most High. All right, but only these people are going to be saved. He came to save his people from their sins.
Back in Second Ezra. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 2. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry.
Right. So it's speaking about mourning. When you go in the morning, you would rinse your garment, you would put ashes on your head, because it was a deep state of sorrow. So it's telling you to get in that mind state to expect sorrow. Why? Why would you expect sorrow? One of you brothers answer that. Why would you expect sorrow towards the end of the world?
It's going to be very violent, a lot of death,
Death to who? That's it?
Nation, 2/3.
Right. So, even that's the truth. Why would we feel some kind of sorrow?
It's not going to be easy.
Right. Okay, I can accept that. It's definitely not going to be easy, but our family members are going to go through it as well, and everybody else family members are going to be going through it. So there won't be anybody who won't experience loss, whether you're of the hopeful elect or whether you're of the 2/3. Everybody's going to experience some kind of loss. Everyone's going to have that sorrow come on them. All right, but it's a difference when you're in this truth opposed in this world, because we know that these things must come to pass. Can we get Habakkuk 2?
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and we're on from the top, right?
Yeah.
Verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Yeah, man, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. All right, the vision has been written in these scriptures. All right, so these scriptures, these prophecies are the visions. All right, and we're making it plain upon tables. We're explaining it to the people so that they can understand what we're saying. All right, what the Bible is saying, should I say.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Right, so these prophecies they're made to happen on a certain year, in a certain month, in a certain day, in a certain hour, in a certain minute, in a certain second. All right, they're going to come to life, like the scripture say in 2 Ezra 9, you know, that the end is manifest. Yeah, you can grab that real quick. Get to the point.
2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world at the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Yeah, man, the end is being made manifest in front of us. So back in that Habakkuk.
Back in Habakkuk chapter 2, and verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Yeah, man, these sayings are true. They're going to come to pass. All right, though it may seem like it's been a while to come, though it may seem like, man, I've been in this truth for X amount of years, and Yahweh Shai ain't came back yet. Well, they've been talking about it's been the end since I was a kid, starting the third. Well, wait for it, because it'll surely come. It's not going to always tarry.
Ezekiel 33, verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. You know, and I brought that out, just laying back off what the brother was saying, is because the prophets, the men that are speaking these different prophecies, the destruction of Babylon, the famine of the word, the famine of sustenance, so on and so forth, we like the brother mentioned, I made a beautiful point. It says these words are faithful and true. The prophets believe that. So it said we're out here to stand boldly on that statement to say, lo, it will come. There's no doubt, there's no wavering. We know that this is coming. Okay? And there's infallible proofs all throughout the earth that match up with the scriptures that show you that the Lord is about to perform his works within the earth, man. All right? If I may bring another precept, or do you want This is 2 Ezra 4, verse 37. By measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times. And he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled.
Yeah, man, everything is supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen. All right, we're at the end, and things are happening simultaneously. Things are kind of ping-ponging and speeding up. You know, Trump, he set these tariffs off, and now, from what they're saying, there's very little goods coming into the country. You know, these ports, like the Los Angeles port, is empty. So there's going to be a trickle-down effect. Soon enough, in these stores, food's not going to be readily available. Victuals, we're going to get to victuals being so good cheap, but you had something?
No, that was it today. That's all I had.
But yeah, man, everything's coming to pass, man. Everything is going exactly according to the Most High's plan.
2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 3, or Salakia, at the end of verse 2 it says, for your destruction is at hand. A sword.
He said that your destruction is at hand. You know, so that's Saki. Go ahead.
A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?
Yeah, man, that's the modern day sword is a gun. All right, so when the end starts to pop off, matter of fact, can we get Daniel's real quick? Because we're coming to a time of Jacob's trouble that never was before. All right, a tribulation. All right, a great test for everyone.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince was standing for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as was never since beginning. Sorry, let's read that again. Daniel 12, 1, it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Yeah, time of trouble that we've never experienced. Something as bad as, the Roman captivity, as bad as the Syrians and Babylon. It's going to be a time that never was before. All right, when they go to enact this new world order or this great reset, whatever you want to call it, nobody has ever experienced anything like that. All right, the population, what they say is at about 8 million, going up to 10 and 12. Well, they need to get that number down. So in order to get that number down, they're putting laws in place. They're setting up these wars and rumors of wars to depopulate the earth so that they can effectively put their master plan to play.
This is Matthew chapter.
It says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Hey, and that's the time that we're going to be delivered. This is a time that we're waiting on as the hope for elect. All right, this is a time like the scriptures say that no man knows the day.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but
No, that's not the one. The one where as a thief, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, I
feel like Corinthians. The man without the thief will come. The man who without the thief will come, he was prepared. Give it a shot with that. Should be 24.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 42. Watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up.
Right. So us in the hope for elect, we're watching the times. We're watching for these things to happen. So when it starts to appear in front of our eyes, like we read in 2nd Ezra 9, when it's manifesting, we can identify it. But the people of the world, they're not looking for those same signs. So it's going to come upon them as a thief. It's going to catch them while they sleep.
No one's half the shadow. Find what you know is the other half.
God.
And when you apply what you know, that's when you're wise to the fact.
It says, therefore be ye also ready.
I wanted to read this real quick. In 2nd Ezra 15 and 47. Somebody can get it real quick. It's not that much of a read. I just want to go through 49. Because brothers was mentioning that, evil shall come. And I just wanted to give, stop and kind of take points. Because we're watchmen. We know exactly what the evils are. And I think it's very important that when we say it, that evils are coming, that we, that you tell them exactly what, right?
Illustrate for evil.
Come.
Yeah.
2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 47. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch.
So woe is what? Death and destruction. Woe be unto thee, The Lord is sending because he says he's coming back with a sword. Okay, meaning a lot of people are going to die. All right, a lot of people are dying now. Death angels are coming down through the food system. Okay, death angels are coming down through the love of many shall wax cold. People are getting more short-tempered with their neighbors. Okay, Jake's becoming more barbaric. All right, the closer we get to the end of this thing, the closer people get to the end of themselves, man. Yeah, the Edomite, like the white guilt that's going away because we're getting to the end. All right, they like to hell with that, man. We're gonna do what the hell we been wanting to do to you niggas, man. You know, it's been long enough that slavery has been, we equal now. You know, but that's a whole different subject, you know, in itself.
It says, "Woe be unto thee,
Death and destruction. Okay, go ahead.
thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom."
And that's very, very important, very pivotal. All right, that's why we're out here. All right, that's why the Lord's send the apostles last, so that we're able to grab in the last little group to not be destroyed, because our people in both have ate the bread of the Gentiles. Okay, and they literally eat the bread of the Gentiles. They eat, you know, pork. They eat octopus. All right, because all this judgment and all this turmoil and all this evil ultimately stems from the nation of Israel turning their backs on Yahweh Shem Shai, so he allowed the other nations to get power over us. But that everything is like turning right side up, and it's a process. It just don't magically boom, and then, you know, like the verse saying, it's evils, and then a wave of evil just passed by. No, it's layers, angles, it's constant waves and waves until it's going to become what it's supposed to be, which is going to be a tsunami of fire, man. Okay, but the people are getting look at the relationship between men and women. Okay, marriage is down. All right, the relationship between races. Okay, especially between the most ultimate beef, which is Jacob versus Esau. All right, that's intensifying. It may look like it's getting better, but it's getting even worse, man. Okay, the food. All right, they're trying to take out all this and all that, but it's too late, man. You got pesticides on this. You got added preservatives and additives on that. All right. Now Esau's kids growing up with autism. Okay, I want to use the R word, but you know how they'll hit you, but they coming up autistic. All right. That's the pit. The main pit is the missiles, but that's one of the many pits that they dug that they fell in themselves, man. All right.
As the scriptures say, that the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, with the ways of the wicked seduces him, man. You know? So that's what enticed Israel to go off. But then Israel's so much of an inventor, they make the ways of the wicked even more wickeder, because they invent more ways to be wickeder. You know?
They put some salt on it.
Yeah, they put some, exactly.
They season up that wickedness, man. You know?
It says, and has decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers.
Yeah, and what are their lovers? Babylon, America. Jake be all into Egyptology. Be on social media doing African dances and shit. You know, be on social media talking about niggas. Be on social media talking about money. Okay? And Esau created that avenue, so they don't have to educate no more. That's why the education system is so lax, because they don't have to program you no more, because the phone do all the fucking heavy lifting, man. The social media and streaming. Okay, they're gonna put some alphabet community stuff up in there in your favorite show. Be the fucking good ones too, man.
Bro,
you
in
know?
order for them shows to win Grammys and Oscars, they have to put some type of LGBT shit in it. You know, you can't win an Oscar or a Grammy if you don't have some of that shit in there.
Yeah.
Whether it's a man kisses a man, woman, whatever the fuck, and more times than not, it's a Jake they're using to push that shit.
Yep. Because they could get everybody to follow him, man.
Yep.
You know, Larry Bird didn't get no nigga off their toes, man. But Michael Jordan got Jake going crazy to this day, man.
Hey.
Okay, Elvis compared to Michael Jackson. We just salt of the earth, so they're gonna use us to pull everybody in, man. You know, got East Indians over there doing that dumbass dance and shit on social media.
Nigga, he bit off of Project Pat.
Oh yeah.
Now the he's rapping like Project Pat was his inspiration. Yeah, I think he might be a Jake.
He ain't going after the Beatles.
No,
he ain't trying to resemble Elvis. You know, as big as Katy Perry is and all these other people, they ain't trying to mimic them. Okay.
It says that they might please and glory.
Project Pat, huh?
Yeah, boy, you got the Indians over there doing all this old shit. You know that side to side dance.
Oh yeah. You got the
Indians over there doing that shit.
Somebody said, being black is just Asian cosplay, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, bro.
They just like, it's like us putting on a Goku outfit. them doing the Tennessee shit. That's them doing us putting on a Goku outfit for them, man.
Bro, they mimic the Issachar. They ride around like cholos with the one joint. They're out there like Gad.
Yep.
And they're out there like so-called Negroes.
Yep.
So it's cosplay, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit wild, boy.
That they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
Yeah, and Esau, because even damn, man, you ain't watched the movie, man.
No, go ahead, bro. I don't care about spoilers. I'm gonna watch it regardless.
You know, hey, they had the little vamps, man, and he was trying to bring them all into one, man. He want their memories. He want the culture. All right, he want the music. That's Esau, man. He just want them, like I said, man, I could see it now, the 15-minute cities, number cameras all over the place, stick some niggas in poverty and watch them create things and just take it out of them 15-minute cities. All right, oh damn, you came up with this new dance, you came up with that new food, we're gonna take it and we're gonna make it for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Just like that's what happened with the oxtails during slavery. You know, Jake was taking the scraps and this and that and making it what it's worth. And now they sell that shit $35 for a couple pounds.
Yeah. I know, and that's what Esau does with these corporations like Microsoft or Amazon. Like now, when you work for them, you gotta sign an NDA, which is whatever intellectual properties you create while you're working for them is their property. So whatever you create while working for them is their property. So if you create something that's $1 million worth shit, it's their shit because you work for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing they do with Jake. Yeah. Jake as a slave, you have babies and you're my slave. Yeah. Those are my slaves too. Yeah. You know, Esau's cold with that
they
shit.
do it with the regular slave, not even the babies. If you run away, you stealing. You know, if you run away, you stealing. You thief.
You thief.
Yeah, you know, like what? Legally, man. You know, and you know, it's a layer to that because time goes on, they copyright that shit. And you think they invent everything, man? Look at the world and the nations. The nations that they took over, they don't have the same names anymore. Nobody know how to locate anything. You got to go off of Esau's references and shit. You know. Like Apostle Ramla was going over, you know, like the Nile River, America, the whole process of discovering America through, forget the guy's name, Ponce de Leon, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Southern America. He ain't know what the fuck he was doing, man. I don't think it's Ponce de Leon. The guy's a banker, and he just really was trying to get it on and make a name for himself and get some bread. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted to come to America and be financed. And when he came over here, he seen Florida and was like, damn, that's some nice flowers. And it was writing it down. He didn't know that that's the process of naming lands. And he was just like,
Marigold Vespucci?
Yeah, Marigold Vespucci.
That's what America's named after.
Yep, that's what America's named after.
Yeah.
The whole Brazil. You know what I'm saying? Which goes after the woods, Rio de Janeiro. You know what I'm saying? It's a river. He was just saying, oh, that's a river. They wrote it down. All right. But there were also explorers that knew the process and was renaming everything. Okay. And from Egypt, Martezayim, dealing with all the names of the nations. That's why Jake out here and 2/3 are arguing on who Esau is. They don't know if it's Japhet or the so-called white man because he then took over things and renamed it and called it his, man. Okay? They don't know who really supposed to be in Egypt technically, but we know it was Ham, man. And we know Ham is a dark-skinned racist. All right, not those Arabs, because Esau pushed them out through the Ptolemaic dynasty, man. All right?
This is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name.
Yeah, they called the lands. They called, like the brother reference, America, Amerigo Vespucci, and he wasn't even an explorer. He was a banker. You know what I'm saying? That wanted to. It's like how Bitcoin and them NFTs. He was just a nigga trying to get in while the wave was hot and try to get him a nice little staple because America was open land, man. And that open land, and this is the thing, because Jake don't understand this, and it's all through the sorcery of Esau to trick you into chasing money. It's really about the resources, man. And Esau came over here creating companies and started producing resources: sugar cane, rice, tobacco, copper, sulfur, you know what I'm saying? Oil, all right? That's what it's really about, man. And how people don't realize that, and they see Esau with all his power, and they say, hey, I'll give you this note, and this note can make you feel like you got the same power I got. It's like a Red Bull of Esau energy, man. His money. It'll give you a little boost. Get that income tax. You get to live like a king for about five hours.
That's exactly how long it takes to spin that shit.
That's how long it takes to spin it. But they got the resources. Yeah. So they don't got to worry about no money. They can go here and go there. They can go to a store and just say, give me this and give me that. The owner of Louis Vuitton. You can just say, make me this. Okay? Jake got to go run and chase the money to go live like Esau, man. And when you do that, you're signing contracts, indirectly, because in order to get that money, you got to take some kind of deal or act some type of way, in a fashion of a Gentile. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And then most likely the higher you get up, and when you get up so high, they want to see if you about that most stuff, man. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And that is the exact essence of selling your soul. Doing something that's against what you naturally do for some type of benefit or for some type of purpose.
Yeah, you didn't. Hey, he that evil to himself, to whom shall he be good? You done sold yourself out for a benefit for yourself.
Yeah.
How the hell are you gonna destroy yourself to help yourself, man?
Don't make sense.
It's back in 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 48. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions.
Yeah, our people follow. That's why they go to college. They all into Greek shit. I is stumping it like Uncle Ruckus say, y'all here dancing with candy canes and shit. Meanwhile, the white man's making businesses, going to school, getting degrees. You know what I'm saying? Jake could start. It was a point that Jake was in their right mind, but through civil rights, Esau busted that shit up, man. Yep. All right?
Desegregation.
Yeah. Oh, we said desegregation?
Desegregation.
Gun.
That shit fucked us up because we was thriving without them niggas.
Yep.
They seen that we was thriving without them in our business. So they're like, hold on, man, we got to keep tabs on these niggas, man. Yep. Let's all this shit back up. Then we can keep tabs on what they're learning and what they're not learning. And we can make sure these niggas stay down.
Yep. And how did they do that? Through the school system, through the medical field.
Yep.
All right. Now, it's on the phone. Everything, the way your eyes bounce around, and they'll put something on the camera and see where your eye keep pinging at, man. You know, they got this information cross-platform, and eventually everything is going to be on the MOTB. Everything is funneling into one little area. All right. You know, we were talking about it with the sports, man. You got this guy Turkey. He's combining wrestling, UFC, and boxing, right? And one may think, oh, this is huge. No, bro, they're gonna start next thing gonna be swimming, wrestling, all in one event. You know what I'm saying? And all I can think about the 15-minute cities. They're gonna come through like a circus and give your ass a show to sit your ass down, man. Meanwhile, it's gonna be on a TV screen or something, but they're gonna be at the actual fights. They're gonna be at the actual vacations and shit. You know? But Jake keep chasing Esau's ideas, and you're not a part of it, man. That's the thing. They're gonna keep building and naming things after their own names, but they ain't gonna name shit after your name unless it's in mockery, man.
Yeah.
You know? All that, like, I was meditating on that. Chicago, Illinois, Kansas, and all that, Ottawa County and all that. That's bad. But it's more like, oh, we conquer these lands, man.
Yeah, Seattle.
You know?
Chief, it was Chief Self. You know what I'm saying? It was a chief that was over here. Seattle is a native. It's that land was all the whole Northwest was Native American.
You'll never know. Cause they come in.
Lewis and Clark came through and fucked them up.
Yep. And they assimilate them. They assimilate you into their society. Okay. That's what Jake don't get. You're gonna eventually start turning into an Edomite in some type of way, whether physically or mentally, man. You know? They want to eliminate Jake. They still want to eliminate Jake, going back to eugenics and Planned Parenthood. They did all that studying, and you mean to tell me they like, you know what? That was a bad idea. Let me just move along. No. they develop new ideas, man.
Right.
Okay?
Hey, bro. I seen this shit on TikTok where the boy he had some fleas, right? He put them in a jar, and when he first put them in, they was all jumping outside of the jar, jumping out. He put the lid on the jar. He said, leave them in there for 3 days with the lid on. He took the lid off. Now they programmed themselves where they won't even jump no higher than what the lid is. And it said when they have kids, their kids ain't gonna jump no higher than the lid because it's generational programming now. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a generational trauma. Yep. And ain't that what they did to Jake? The Willie Lynch and the Willie Lynch letter said if we keep them, if we get them in this process, it's gonna take divine intervention to get them out of this system that we have.
And call Lord Yabashimi Al-Shai because we got that divine intervention through the Holy Spirit, and they can't do nothing about it. Yeah. But the brother, man, it's that's the thing, because Jake is just walking around trying to scratching and surviving. Good time. You know what I'm saying? They trying to make it work, because oppression make you start looking for an out.
Yeah. And
they're doing it on purpose, and they point the out towards the image of the beast, man. Yep. You know what I'm saying? The door, the exit door is always to the image of the beast. Get your degree. You don't gotta suffer like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to listen to a man. Go get you a job. Get you a degree. You don't never got to, you know what I'm saying? But you got the man oppressed. He's mad. He's stressed out. You know what I'm saying? And now he getting on his woman because his woman probably out of control or whatever. And oppression make a wise man mad, man. You know? So, what I wanted to say, because you go into the programming of it, is that Esau, it's not like our people, like the Lord made us upright when we sought out many inventions. Again, the Lord made us upright. So we're going to have common sense to do the right thing. But when you do the right, what they say, nice guys finish last, right? So if you're like, if a righteous person finished last in this society, a lot of people are going to say, fuck it, man. All right? And Esau make it to where you're constantly oppressed. Then people just say, fuck it, man. I'm gonna just go and take that vaccination. I gotta take care of my kids, because you've been pushing kids, family, and they constantly putting in every move all together. Now it's all about family, but Esau uses that as a destructive device. He draws you into it, then he busts it apart, man. Okay.
Once he gets your emotions, he got you.
Yeah, he got your passion, got your soul.
Yeah.
precept. This is Jeremiah chapter 2 and 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
Yeah, and that and pretty much Jake start. Hey man, Jake probably be putting raisin a potato salad at this point, man. You could kind of tell from how they comment on comment boards, you know, and they try to defend Esau, try to like sound intellectuals. That ain't gonna get you in, bro. It's not, you know. But I'm gonna go continue on with that precept, you know, because there's so many layers of programming. You know, you got the Prussian school system, you have social media, all right. You got drugs, you got TV shows,
Music.
okay, yeah, music. You know, the idea of the drill music. You know what I'm saying, like that, and they pushing it, man. They could, because really it ain't about no talent, because Jake is talented, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's just who will do what I tell them to do, man. I need some obedient talent. All right. And when you get disobedient, you know, because Jake will be obedient till they get what they want, aka the money. Then when they get enough, they're gonna be like, all right, I done did it all. Now I'm about to start, you know, Michael Jackson, Kanye West, all right, Nick Cannon. They'll come out and say some shit and they'll break their ass right back down, man. Or just completely get rid of it. You know?
I got a quick for you.
Go.
This is Proverbs 28:28. It says, "When the wicked rise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteousness is increased."
Yeah, that's right. And that's the thing. People don't want to look forward to that, bro. There's a process. There's a rough patch we got to get through, man. There's some nastiness that got to happen, man, because ultimately Esau is the wicked of the earth. So he has to be eliminated in order for something to grow. You got to bust that concrete up to let that grass grow, man. You know? And people don't like to see it because that concrete looks so nice. But your ass can't breathe, your back hurt. You know?
And there's certain seeds in the forest that it takes for a certain degree of temperature for that seed to germinate and open up. So it takes for actual forest fire to come through for those seeds to actually open up in the forest. So a lot of those forest fires, like when a lightning strike and a forest fire happens, when it's natural, when it's the Lord doing it, it's for a purpose for the forest to get more luscious and grow for expand more. But Esau does it and it's just to destroy shit.
Destroy the whole.
You know, but when the Lord does it, it's for a reason. Because the land needs a Sabbath.
Yeah.
So the Lord clear that shit up for the new growth to come in. You know?
But Esau trying to shoot the sun.
Yeah.
You know, direct energy weapons, trying to build these cities, talking about cow farts and shit. You know? But he don't want to interrupt his flow. He's a big ass child running the earth, man. That just want to eat his candy. He don't want to eat no veggies. So he's gonna create something to simulate the veggie nutrition. You know? Yeah, he's a huge Sid, man. He don't know what the results of his scientific research gets him. Okay? But our people trust in oppression, man. They trust in wickedness. Because why? The benefits that they provide you. But the benefits ain't even worth it, man. All these celebrities be bugged out, man. You know, child superstars and shit, they grow up. You know, Raven bugged out. Jaden Smith bugged out. All right. Orlando Brown bugged out.
Probably Calkins.
Yep.
The twin little bitches from Full House. Oh yeah. Every one of the little child stars is out of their fucking minds.
Bugged and drugged it.
Boy Meets World, he's bugged out.
But you got everything you could wish for. You got the fame and the money. You know what I'm saying? And you end up bugging out.
That's supposed to be success, right?
Yeah.
Ariana Grande.
But that's the thing, because people think that is success. It's really having peace, man. All right? But Esau's system, it distorts peace. You wake up thinking about bills. You wake up thinking about, you know, safety. Shit like that, man. Okay? But we continue in that precept, Uncle Shaq.
Second Ezra chapter 15, and in the verse 48, it says, "Therefore said the Most High Yahweh, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine."
Yeah, and there's a lot of widowhood coming down. There's a lot of frivolous activity. You know, women can't even have kids anymore. Okay, because women should be saved in childbearing, but y'all, you know, through birth control, through abortions, mainly abortions, letting somebody take a fucking drill claw and you know, go Wolverine in your uterus, and you wondering why you can't have no damn babies.
Right.
You know? Yeah, turn your shit to a smoothie, and you wonder why you can't have no babies.
On top of the bitches' diets, man. Their body is just a fucking cesspool of acid, man.
Highly acidic, man.
How you acidic? You can't even. You're not even gonna be able to live with that body, bitch. Let alone putting a baby in there.
Right.
Throwing a baby in a vat of acid.
Yep. Highly stressed. You know, the chemicals unbalanced. Then you feeding them, trying to, you know, if they get born, you feeding them baby powder, Infamil and shit.
Yeah.
You know.
That baby shit got lead and all type of fucking arsenic and shit all in it, man.
Yep. Go ahead, brother.
It says widowhood, poverty.
Yeah, and that's what you get. The Lord's bringing that upon us, really ultimately because we ain't turning to Him, because we ain't supposed to be living like this, man. You know, the Lord, through much knowledge and wisdom, the Lord divided the nations. He gave us our own spot. When we get into the kingdom of heaven, all the nations are going to have their own area, man. It's just going to be a hierarchy, but at the same time, we ain't supposed to be living underneath somebody else and call that our own, man. Specifically Israel, man. All right? We ain't supposed to have no another nation over us. All right? But outside of that, you're supposed to have your own land. The tribes have their own land. Moab had his own land. All right? Esau had his own land. Okay? Japheth had his own land. All these people had their own land, man. The only thing is that the true so-called New World Order, everybody's gonna be under one government, all right, one religion, and that's gonna be under so-called Judaism, for lack of better words, man. Everybody's gonna serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Ain't gonna be no Chinese New Year's and shit like that. Ain't gonna be no seafood restaurants. You gotta put kosher, non-GMO. You ain't gotta worry about all that shit. You know, you ain't got to worry about babysitters. You ain't got to worry about if you got overnight, staying up overnight and what day is it. You ain't got to worry about alarm clocks. Okay? Having to get somewhere fast and shit, man.
Nah, I was thinking about that. Like, cause with Esau, you know, he liked to use, you know, mischief and deceit and trickery. You know what I'm saying? So these other nations have their laws to get to do what they want to do. And Esau, even though he portrays that he has the power and this is his society, he don't really stomp on nobody to let them know. We ain't gonna have that problem. We're gonna let you know. You're gonna follow our ways, or you're gonna be unalive, pretty much.
Yeah, because it's gonna be true power. You know, Esau has left-handed power, man.
Super power.
Yeah, but he'll convince you through trickery.
Yeah.
You could come back and beat him up. You know. That's why he got to live like that. That's why he got to separate, have these people over here, then have this over here, then have CNN set up so it can, you know what I'm saying, put shit in, make people docile. He got to do all this shit just to keep his riches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
That's it. Like you said, bro, true power, man.
Quick reset.
No, I'm going to finish this up. I don't want to linger on too long.
Famine, a sword.
Yep. So these are the troubles that are eventually going to come down the pipe, and some of it is already happening as we're explaining it. All right, like famine is low key happening in certain layers, you know, because the food is all GMO. Okay, so you're not getting nowhere near as much nutrients, and then they're stopping the seeds. You're not able to grow, you know, huge farms. All right, they already got a hold of the actual farmers of America. All right, they can't use their own seeds. Okay, if they grow something, and anything that grows has seeds in it, they cannot use those seeds. They have to throw those seeds away or give it back to the government and buy some more seeds from the government.
That's wicked as hell, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if the niggas is growing their own shit and Monsanto come by
and some of those seeds from that truck spills out into that farm, and they come and they test the shit and they see that some of their shit's growing there, they can take the whole farm. That's why they ride around with those seeds spilling everywhere so they can take those farms. Niggas faulty with that shit, man.
Yep. It'd be layers of wickedness. He already set that system up. Then he gonna drive by and throw seeds in your shit to take it. And that's what he do as a fork tongue. Oh, you can grow it as long as you ain't growing our stuff.
Yeah.
And then a drive by and plant seeds on the lawn and say, well, it's mixed. You know, there's no way, and then try to act like, well, it's the rules. You know?
It says poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence.
Yeah, sword, and these are the things that's coming down the pipe, Jacob. All right? Sword, pestilence, that's those missiles, okay? Diseases, all right, sickness, you know, violence. You know, this white guilt thing is big, man, because it's really a psychological thing that they're playing on their own people to get them to be aggressive towards Jake, man. They already hate Jake. Now you're programming all Esau to say, man, don't feel guilty for hating him. It's all right, bro.
There was I forget the chick name.
The white bitch that called the little kid a nigger?
Yes.
That's the spirit. That's
Now
spirit.
she pretty much said, you know, she started to go for me for the most part and said she pretty much feared for her life, this and that and that and this.
300 stacks already.
300 racks.
She got 300 stacks already.
And like you said, that's showing that people funds that hate. They feed into that hate.
The comments that the people were leaving though. One motherfucker said, they raised $500,000 for that nigga who killed the star white boy, and fuck those niggers. That man, all these comments on that shit about they showing their true colors, boy.
They used to not be able to say things like that because you couldn't start a GoFundMe because of slavery, because of Ku Klux Klan, and it'll really look bad. Now they like, nah, nigga, it's been long enough, you know. But the Esau never mended that bridge biblically, or regular, some regular shit.
Her GoFundMe, she wanted $1 million.
Yeah.
She set it up for $1 million. You're not scared that you need $1 million? What the fuck are you gonna do with $1 million, bitch?
They said, in case she gotta relocate.
You need $1 million to relocate?
Like,
yes.
What are we talking about?
You know, it's crazy.
Like first and last week. Yeah.
Guys could buy a fucking RV and get the fuck on.
Get the fuck on.
Be incognito in the
Matter of fact,
RV.
shut the fuck up, and you won't have these problems.
Yeah.
Right.
How about that?
But it really was. It's just a statement Esau's trying to make to say, hey man, it's war.
Yeah.
You know, saying, I'm tired of you niggas, man. You know, because another thing, Esau is struggling too, man. Because Esau, these high Edomites, especially the Amalekites, they don't give a damn. Everybody's going if you ain't an Israelite, you know. And that's what Esau is gonna find out, man. All right. See how Trump got to pull out the seat for Netanyahu. Okay, your elected president.
No, he's a Jew. He converted. He
God,
converted to Judaism.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, before these niggas even knew.
He put that yarmulke on his head.
Hey, the Americans didn't even know he's already president. He converted a couple years back.
But he got that destructo disc on his head, man. You know?
Oh man.
It says to waste thy houses with destruction and death.
Yeah, the Lord's coming to bring destruction and death through famine, all right, through plagues, sicknesses, all right, through violence, and it's going to keep increasing the closer we get, all right. Just like he said in the second Esdras, I think his first Esdras was at 4:40. It's like as a woman with child, you know what I'm saying? As you get closer to the end of that pregnancy, them contractions happen more and more and more. Second Ezra chapter 9 tell you the end is manifest. All right? Meaning things going to be revealed, man. To manifest is pretty much to make plain, it's a fact. There is no way you can say, oh, this is bull BS. Which leads me to a decent segue to MOTB. All right? These false prophets out here keep denying it. It's sin. All right? It's an embargo. And the closer we get to this thing and more this MOTB keep manifesting and manifesting and manifesting. Now you got a neuron, a brain chip. Okay. You got financial. It's in your debit cards, your credit cards. Okay. It's always been where's my dog? It's always been like that. But now it's combined, and now they got they'll show you in the telephones is one of the main places. The telephone's pretty much the MOTB. It got to be placed underneath you in your skin. Everything that phone can do is gonna be in you. That thing you gonna be able to make phone calls, all kind of shit, man.
And what does the phone need to do all that application? A SIM card.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it needs is a SIM card for it to have the option to do all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So in essence, that SIM card is gonna turn into that rice grain. What was it? Mini processor, or what the fuck they call it?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's a processor, just like your computer. You know, like you got your hardware, you got the software. You know, that Firefight Egypt is just gonna be like the catalyst to put everything together, just to fill up the breaches,
just to make you the Internet of Things.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because they want to make everybody data. All right. Once you make everybody data, you ain't gonna need no more cameras for real, because they got it to where Wi-Fi and you and the energy you're emitting through all this 5G, you're creating a digital vision for AI, man. You know, they could see stuff through the 5G and 6G. You know, and Jake just got phones. You know, we got us. You get damn near need the internet now. You know. You go ahead, brother.
I'm not gonna say two articles that I ran across. One of them says your social security card will soon be available digitally. Then it says Eric Trump warns that banks must adapt crypto or be extinct in 10 years.
Exactly. What you think that real ID for? That's just a step.
Yeah.
And it's gonna keep taking a step. And once you get so close, they're gonna say, all right, they led you in that building, they're gonna just shut the door, everybody chip them off. Some people gonna be like, all right, fine, I'm already here. Some people gonna be like, nah, nigga, I just came here for the chicken, man. And they're gonna be like, hell no, nigga. You gotta take that MOTB.
Yeah. I used to watch this show. I can't even remember the name of the show, but it was something similar to that, to where pretty much they ended up rounding everybody into like this barn place, and it was for safety away from quote unquote aliens. At the end of the barn in the water, they had the aliens, because the alien was pretty much using like stingrays or some shit to convert the people into aliens. So, and just looking back based on what you said, that's pretty much what it is. It's just leading you to converting into everything that they want you to be far as a system, man.
Yeah, they Pied Pipering, man.
Yeah.
And the system's already, that's the thing. Everybody is so caught up into dick riding and not having their own mind that you get a Donald Trump and they use, it's like people are so fucking simple. Because again, it's the tick mindset. There's another concept that's attached to that where it's horse breaking. All right? Where they do the tick concept and then they break you as a horse through oppression. And when you finally break that horse, it becomes a consumer. Okay? And you become and you have to do what? Go to your enemy for one of all things, because you can't think for yourself. You don't know what real shit is. You don't, because Esau ain't give you a certificate or he ain't proof for it. Okay? You don't know if this is actual good unless Chef Ramsay, oh yeah, it's burnt. See a nigga cook some eggs? I said, hell no, nigga.
Bro, he can't cook like that to me, man.
Nah. I see a nigga cook eggs. I was convinced he ain't shit.
Bro, he was over in one of them countries trying to make their shit, and he made what he made, and they looked at it and said, that's not it. What the fuck is you doing? He's like, what do you mean? Boy, the boy cooked it. Was like, this is how it's done. It made him look stupid. And he's supposed to be this world-renowned chef, and he had some more. This nigga was just a nobody over in this country that could cook. And fucked him up, bro.
Yep.
Fucked him up.
And that's the thing, is Esau got that power to make a person famous and have people thinking that that's the way of life.
Yeah.
You know, they control the narrative in every aspect, man. Popularity, okay? They control the narrative on what's cool and what's not, man. All right? And they use it. They set a standard, you know, to walk around, but they're still from Jake. You know, like they say, they like the blues, but they don't like who play it, man. You know? They like that fried chicken. All right? It's just, you know, I was talking to Jake you know what I'm saying, in the world. And he was talking about he went somewhere and went to a Popeyes in the airport. It's like, man, look at all these Edomites. Pretty much, he said white people, you know. But he's like, look at all these Edomites, man, up at Popeyes. Like, them motherfuckers like chicken just like the rest of us, but they ain't gonna go to the hood and eat it.
Right.
You know, but you'll swear up and down that they hate chicken, man. Yeah. You know, that they hate watermelon. They'll be dominating, man. They be dominating that shit. All right? They be up in there. That's why they starting to social media kind of, even though it's a programming system, it also give us access to what's going on in their homes too.
Yeah.
See, they had Diddy Bop and doing all our dances and shit. You know, acting like Jake, eating like Jake.
You know where they fucked up at is that exploiting Jake so much has their kids wanting to be like Jake.
Yeah.
And now their kids is in the household doing what Jake kids do in the household, recording everything, showing every fucking thing. It's like, okay, oh, that's how you niggas is living? Okay, I see you. But and the parents is like, man, stop that shit. It's too late. Them niggas been exposed to the shit. They, you know, Jake is the former of all things. So they see that shit and they just jump on it and they off that.
Yep.
Then the kids they want to be with Jake. You know, so now
that too.
Now the little girls, they all getting with Jake men and it's destroying the white man's seed.
Yep. And they can't even have babies like that anyway. But Jake could pump them out. That's another layer too. You know, because the Lord cursed their ass, man. Fucked up their reproduction, man.
Is that like the same pit they try to put us in?
Yep.
That fuck fornication and considered the king, where when you get married, the king will sleep with your wife before you can. Yeah. What they trying to breed us out? Now they're getting bred out. See how cold the Lord is?
Yep. And you get into that eugenics and all that. They made a pit and they dug it and they fell in their own pit.
Yep. That hill that they was trying to push that rock up to, it's just roll right back down on top of them.
As they walking down.
Yeah.
That whole concept of eugenics, man. 3/5 of a man is subservient. You know, and people believed it, but now look, everybody's like that, man. You know, through Esau's programming, and it fell in, you know, or it fell through. Okay, it didn't sat there, you know, during can't remember like the time frame. I think it was like the 1940s, you know, 1930s, when Planned Parenthood and all that came about. All right, through Margaret Sanger. Okay, which was a person that worked for the Rothschilds. I believe the Rockefellers that funded her. Okay, and through eugenics, the idea of eugenics is saying that pretty much there's a hierarchy in race. Okay, which it is, because we're the hierarchy. All right, but Esau tried to flip it and say he wants the pure Aryan race. All right, and then through, because it's through that eugenics in the beginning, they originally used it because Spain and Portugal, they were so-called Christians or Catholics, so you couldn't just enslave human beings like that. There was laws, and so they used the idea of black and white and eugenics to then enslave Jake and do what they want. And then they progressed it into a science, all right, which was actual eugenics. Say, oh, look at the size of their skull, and look at this, and look at that. And then they progressed it into, okay, you know, they even try to get into like Jake saying they had got like the same XY chromosomes, and the XX or YY chromosome make them hyper violent. And so this is why we got to get rid of them. They're hypersexual. This is the reason why we got to castrate them. Okay? It started off with physical castration, and then Planned Parenthood created chemical castration. All right? And now they got you through mental. You know, women dancing, peep-popping in Lululemon. You know?
No, that transmission.
Yeah, the transmissions.
That's the ultimate fucking
That's the ultimate.
Yeah.
That's the end game right there.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna make you a cyborg. Once you don't care about gender, you ain't gonna care about being metal a humanoid.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Fucking animal. You know, you want to be fucking cats and shit.
Right, identifying as a cat.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck? Like literally, I know a teacher and they can't say nothing to these kids about what they wear or how they dress. Some kids come to the school with cat shit on and shit. They got literally leave cat bowls around and shit in cat litter in the bathrooms.
Wait,
I said, what? They put cat litter in the bathrooms for these kids that identify as cats, bro.
Yeah, that's
That shit's weird.
that's depressing, man.
That shit
that shit over.
Like you can't address reality. You're not no fucking cat.
Right.
All right, but then there's not only teachers got to deal with, but there's teachers that think like this.
Yeah.
There's professors.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And the thing is that people don't realize that there's a behind the curtain system that is doing this.
Yeah. You ever
know?
seen the Wizard of Oz? That
I was
little
just- I
fucking
was just
weirdo
about to-
back there, little midget fucking
Yeah.
scribbled up little scrawny ass little thing pulling all the strings.
Yeah.
Walking around looking
Yeah,
like
it's like, man, this nigga
a
right
little
here.
leprechaun looking motherfucker, man.
Or you ever seen Men in Black, that little creature that was inside the running the whole big shit?
Right,
It's a
right.
little ass creature in the head.
Yep.
That's Esau, man. He's ultimately powerless. His real power is just harboring everybody else's energy, man. That's his real power, man. He that vampire, man. He just want what you got, and that's gonna make him say, I got all the culture, man. Yeah.
No. Apostle Ramon said it great, man. Esau is the ultimate parasite.
Yeah.
So the parasite needs a host.
Yeah.
You know.
He can't produce shit on his own, man.
Nope.
But violence. That's the only thing. Trickery and violence, man. Nobody got time for that shit. That's exhausting.
I was gonna please
Okay.
got time for that.
Every Jake want to get up and watch the sunrise. You're looking at the sun like, damn, I gotta go to work. Man. You know?
You can
God
see the sunrise after you get off.
Think about how many bills you gotta pay and shit. Damn, it's Tuesday.
Just got paid. You think about how much you keep on this check.
Yeah.
I
You
got
gotta
about $100 of this check I can keep.
and to be financially smart, you shouldn't spend it. That don't make no fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're working to uphold yourself, but you can't even enjoy yourself, man. All right, you can't enjoy women, you can't enjoy food. Okay, yeah, work scoffing your food, dog.
Bro, gotta eat fast as hell.
Knock your shit back. Yeah.
You take 15 to warm the shit up.
Yeah. Shit, you didn't nuke my shit. You know? Like, god damn, man.
Mike barely works, so you said, you gotta, man, you get ready, man. Fuck, I eat this a little cold.
You gotta get this shit cold, bro. Now at work, I just eat a couple fruit and some mixed nuts. I don't even try to eat lunch, bro. I don't touch nothing no
Meal
more.
prepping is evil, bro. Like, you shouldn't have to meal prep.
That's a fact.
You should be able to, like, if it's food, bro, like, not be gluttonous, but I should be able to put together what I want to taste.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta sit here and have it like this in order to live, in order to be healthy.
Why do I gotta be disciplined and prepping my meal to be prepared for it? That's crazy.
I should have enough time to sit down and in order to have a so-called successful household, you gotta go and make money.
Yeah.
The more money you make, the less time you're gonna be around your kid.
Less time you're around your kid, the more they get indoctrinated by this system.
You got that weirdo fucking bitch with green and yellow hair, 60 years old, telling your kids, you can be whatever you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want to be a dragonfly? Be a dragonfly.
Tell your daughter she could be the president of the United States. Look, she needs to be a woman first. The fuck you telling her that for? Tell her how to cross her legs, how to sit down properly, how to pick something off the ground.
How to shut the fuck up.
How to shut the fuck up.
Shit, let me teach these little girls to speak in mind. You're equal. No, you're fucking not. Nobody's talking in your face, nigga.
And that's the sorceries of Esau, man. All right, and there ain't nothing but same fruit. The enticement through the fruit, knowledge of wisdom, of good and evil. You know what I'm saying? That's still going on today, man. Okay.
Yeah.
The Apostle Rambach called the Gardenian Pact, man. You know, that same Gardenian Pact is still running around today. Did you know you don't gotta marry a man? You know, y'all can just marry each other. Y'all like each other, hang around every day.
right?
Yeah.
Want to be happy?
What makes you happy?
But they don't tell you, they sit there and do that, walk off, and just start dancing on the side effects like a fucking diet pill commercial.
Mhm.
You know, did this stop your heart if you had heart trouble? And you know what I'm saying? If you're a female over the such and such, you should never do this. You know what I'm saying? Like your reproduction. There's a hella wicked side effects to Esau's ideas, man.
Yeah.
Okay? Your ass want to eat what you want. Now you losing legs. Now you got to keep injecting shit in your thigh and your ass all day. Relocating this shot. You got to get stents in your chest.
Yeah, you gotta cut out some of your stomach lining.
Yeah. Somehow I feel brand new and shit. Like I feel like a new human being because he got a little wide thing in your heart to open up so you can keep eating your hog maws.
You got a big valve in your heart. They put a big valve in your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 13, verse 13. Observe and take good heed, for thou walkest in the peril of thy overthrowing. When thou hearest these things, awaken thy sleep. And the reason I brought that out, just based off of all the things that Esau Edom is doing, and pretty much putting snares upon Jake to follow their ways and to do things that's against the Heavenly Father. That's showing you that we're destined in this place, America, Babylon the Great, to fall. We're in the presence of evil 24/7, and we can't escape it until the kingdom comes. But right now, like it's all type of snares being laid for us, man.
That's why the scriptures say, rise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. We ain't supposed to be comfortable, content. It says, for it will utterly destroy you with a sword destruction. I've been looking into that word sword, and it goes into multiple definitions. Can somebody grab that real quick? One of them comes to the point of labor. Oh, shit, it's right here.
So getting into the interlinear, it says a root not used in call. You want me to get to a specific point?
Go ahead, read it, bro.
Okay. It says the primary meaning of which has been often discussed. I have, however, no doubt that the truth was seen by Kimchi, who regarded it as its primary power to be strong, forcible. For this not only very well suits all the passages, but it is confirmed by the kindred. Palai? It says to be violent. Whence a violent man. The meaning appears to be secondary and taken from the idea of hard labor.
And there you go. So it's multiple meanings and things behind it, dealing with the fact of hard labor, all right, dealing with the fact of violence, because what it say, this is the valley of the shadow of death, man. All right, you riding in your car, you making sure your door is locked, peeking around and shit, you gotta constantly look over your shoulder for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like, we trust in Yahweh Shai, but we ain't stupid.
Every year is a dark cloud over your head. You gotta read your fucking license plate. You gotta get that updated. Your mortgage. If you paying mortgage, you gotta your taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you tend to Esau today? Instead of just taking the 10% and getting the fuck on, he don't do that. He wants everything. He wants you.
Cause I was thinking of that. Like in the scriptures, you have a servant. That servant worked for you for 7 years and then he's free.
Unless he wants to continue
unless he wants to continue, you know what I'm saying? But he worked for you, he got a little bit, he can start his own. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In this place, you gotta constantly work. You get your own at retirement.
They're changing retirement
and
from 67 to something, whatever the fuck it's gonna be now.
I think it's like 69 or
whatever.
Either
niggas die.
So you gonna have to work through your whole life. You don't get no retirement, my nigga.
And yeah, here it is. You gotta work to live. And then when you get to retire, you damn near about to die. And then when you die, they'll sit there and take all that money and keep you act like you alive and still reap the benefits of that money, man.
Hey, don't be in debt. That debt's going to your nearest kin.
Yep.
They transfer debt to your nearest kin, bro.
Yep.
These niggas is crazy, bro. They want every penny plus.
Let's say you don't have debt, right? Like say you got a house, you bought it off, and then that person dies and they give you the house, if you transfer that house from a name to a different name, they're gonna hit you with a big ass tax.
Oh
man.
yeah.
It's like a sales tax. I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's like a certain percentage of what the house costs.
Like, why can't I just
So it's
inherit my people's stuff?
Yeah, reestablishing the debt.
But then Esau got loopholes on how they do shit because they'll put the shit in the LLC's name and then so the LLC or the trust, the trust, they put it in the trust name. So now it's in the trust. They don't got to pay no tax or nothing on it.
Trust never dies and
yeah,
shit.
it's like, bro.
Trust has no identity, has no
Jack
social.
don't know nothing about none of that shit.
Yeah, why you gotta do all that? Why I can't get something and it's mine?
That's right.
You know? Because technically, even now, if we're getting to the point, like I said, you'll own nothing and you'll love it, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, your music, you don't own none of your music no more. Because everything's on stream. If you don't got no fucking DVD or no hard disk, you truly don't own that.
Right.
Yeah, you paying iTunes monthly, but if they say, hey, fuck Kanye, you no more Kanye. If you ain't got the hard copy, your ass got you a PS5 or Xbox, and you playing, you know, you're Madden or something, they can say, you know what, we beef with Madden, no more Madden. If you don't have the disc, it's a wrap. Okay?
Yeah.
It's gonna get like that with food. Okay? Walmart to Walmart or all that shit, and your ass start acting up, they could just keep cutting all these avenues off. They're trying to, that's their left-hand spiritual power. Just like we could create a famine, they'll create a famine. Shut Walmart to Walmart down, your app not working and shit.
Bro.
Fuck your Wi-Fi up, it'll be over with, man.
And they do it with the banks. You know what I'm saying? When they do maintenance on their website, you ain't transferring shit.
You ain't doing nothing.
Sorry for the inconvenience. You know,
we're scheduled, we're due to something. We be down for how many hours? Where fuck they say? It's like, nigga, well, what about my money? Like, I got shit I can do right now.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you can't tell them that. I'm at work. Motherfucker tell me to get started. It's like, yeah, I'm on the maintenance may take a couple hours. It's like, nah, nigga. And then they don't want their service. Like, you know, I gotta call Cox Cable. Yo, bro, I want some. I need to be reimbursed for this. I'm paying for this. I gotta call you to say that. You'll never give me that shit. My bad, big dog.
Exactly.
Cut my shit down for a month. You gotta go. Esau's a capitalistic demon, man. He's not fair. He's not just.
you don't
Okay.
ask, they won't tell.
Let's get that precept. The scriptures tell us we shall not rest judgment, man. Esau operates in resting judgment. Okay.
Deuteronomy or something?
Yep.
Like 5 or something?
It's Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 19. It says, "Thou shalt not rest judgment. Thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift doth blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the righteous."
Man, that's how their system is built. That's why they fundraisers and donations. They ain't donations, that's a gift. It's just they word it that way, man. Them motherfuckers, them politicians be lining people's pockets up to get in certain places.
Yep.
You know?
Lobbyists.
Yeah.
Filibusters and shit.
Let's get that word rest real quick.
And when you get that word rest, goes into the Hebrew word natah, which says to stretch out, extend, spread out, pitch, turn, pervert, incline, bend, or bow.
And that's what they do. They rest judgment. All right? That they let Esau come across the state line with an assault rifle, specifically to shoot a nigga and say, all right, well, let's do it like this. What happened? It was it was a kid that did something, man. Edomite kid. He did some wicked ass shit, and it was like, oh, he's just a kid or something. He's 20 older.
He was up north with that rifle.
The boy who killed the boy with the rifle at that little rally or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
got
him.
off on that shit.
But the Deion Sanders shit, something simple as that, right?
Yeah.
Deion Shador is like 21, and that dude that was calling and prank calling, same damn age. Oh, he's just a kid. But y'all got this man sliding to the fifth, disrespecting him. You'll do anything drag him through the mud.
That little nigga should have been arrested for doing that prank.
Yeah.
Or the dad should have been fired.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to the dad.
All they did was fine the team.
Yeah.
Find the team. Like, fuck out of here, bro. If that shit would happen to an Edomite, that little the nigga who did it would have been in
For
shit,
identity
boy.
theft, because you gotta go like you can't go into no record. You gotta go into some records. You didn't see this man's address. You didn't see his social security. You got access to his information. And you touch any job that is there to secure or deal with that type of information. If I take a picture of a jug of milk and put it on my Facebook page, it'd be a wrap. It'd be a wrap. You can't take no. Oh, that's the business. But somebody could get your number and call and play, and it's like, oh, they rush judgment. He's just a kid. The dude same age, you fucking clean over him. The dude with the AR-15, oh, he's just a kid. He'll figure it out. But Jake got a toy or a toy gun, and you lay him out. And then Esau get on there, oh, he was resistant, or it didn't look like he had a gun, or the law says, now it's the law over morals. Okay? They rest judgment. You know what I'm saying? They take gifts. If you don't got a lawyer, you ain't getting off, whether you innocent or not. How the hell does it work like that?
How?
You know? Like, this man innocent, and you got somebody just lying and flipping shit, saying things. Watching this clip of this Jake that got off for 40 years in jail because of these two twin Edomites, damn devils, told. Devils.
Nigga, when he listened to that, devils, there even the whole bar look. Like, damn, didn't even say that shit loud.
Yeah. Hey, woke him up, Legion, man. You know, woke him up, huh?
What you saying? What you saying?
You know, they false accused that man, 40 years, and then after that man got freed, they still was like, I live with this trauma every day. You lied.
You live with the trauma of what? Lying?
Like, you done made some shit up to a point you believe, and now you're the victim. Okay? Again, that white guilt lifting is gonna be dangerous, man. Look at what the type of shit that they'll do when they got the power to be the victim.
Because what you should do is make an example out of a situation like that. Old boy that called and pranked, lock his ass up so don't nobody do that again.
If Jack would have made an example.
If a motherfucker falsely accused somebody, they should have to go and do the time that they had to do. Simple as that.
Look what they did. They should do it for not showing up to the draft. You know what I'm saying? Not showing up to the scouting combine and doing that. Y'all made sure he knew.
But what they're trying to say was they didn't want to deal with Dion because he was basically his
the agent and all
his
that.
agent. Yeah, they was like they don't want to deal with all that shit.
But they don't want to deal with niggas you're not invited.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna deal with these Edomite agents. I get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Raping you, not teaching you how to manage your money. Like, how the fuck is you got all these millions, but yeah, you owe the IRS millions. How does that make sense? And this nigga, you've been paying to deal with your money, been stealing your shit, and not been paying your taxes when that's his fucking job?
And then you got, that's again, you got to go to your enemy for one of all things. Here it is. His daddy was in the league. And my daddy's a carpenter. I'll be a carpenter. You mad because I didn't go to your school and I went through my dad? My dad gonna make sure I know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And Esau gets mad at that because he think he your daddy. And a lot of people want Esau to be their daddy.
Saying he's daddy, so you know, ever since that, you know?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, especially the nigga woman, man. All right, matter of fact, let's get that in Isaiah 30 or Jeremiah 30.
That's how you have it. I like to take my eyes.
Six boys.
Top down.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
Yeah, those rebellious children, to rebel is to go the opposite way.
Yeah.
All right. And what do they rebel against? The culture and really the will of the Heavenly Father, but they're rebelling against the culture, you know, which is what they call our religion. It's really our culture, it's our way of life. All right, really the whole world, but we're the standard for it. All right, but the whole point is our people rebel against that. All right, they rebel against our power ultimately.
Yeah.
Okay. All that, man, serving other gods. All right.
And that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit.
Yeah, because the spirit is what? The word of the Heavenly Father, man. All right, and within that, and within the words of the Heavenly Father is, don't do this, do that. This is what I'm coming to do. Don't mess with them. Don't do this. The do's and don'ts in the world, right? So our people have turned and went to foreign nations, i.e. Esau, and picked up their Bible, man, the Constitution, some history books. Okay, go ahead.
1 second. As you saying that they will rebel against the Heavenly Father easily, but they won't rebel against his statue. Yep. They'll oppose that to a T and look at you crazy if you jaywalk. Right. But yet they over here eating swine and all this rest of this shit. You tell them don't do that, they look at you like, nigga, shut up.
Yeah.
About that white man's book.
Yeah,
but yeah, you keeping all the white man's laws.
Nigga can eat
right.
nigga can eat pork, but you can't say ambulance. Ambulance.
Yeah, ambulance.
And they get mad and act like you fucking brute, but you eating lobster and shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. These niggas be thinking they sophisticated, eating water roaches, but then won't laugh at you for saying ambulance. You know, this is how backwards the society is, man. You know, probably won't give you a job behind that, but see your ass at fucking Dave's, Dave's barbecue, and oh man, that's some good food over there. You like it? You know, ain't gonna be like that in our land, man. Let Jake find out. You know, and Jake don't know. Okay? All this shit that Esau trying to create, we're gonna have it on the right hand side. Alright? We're gonna spiritually know when niggas going off, but we ain't gonna be watching you all fucking day. Yeah. We're gonna give you your peace because we know what that means. Esau standing over you while you doing everything. It's like, God damn, bro, and you just don't do shit. Oh, oopsies. That's what they do.
Bro, you can be perfect at something, but when somebody's standing over you and you're doing it, you might fuck up just because, you know, a motherfucker, like, bro, I don't like a motherfuckers over me, watching me, micromanaging me. I will fuck up some shit because you get nervous.
I'm looking at you and my job.
Yeah, bro, why you on me? Nigga, give me my space. Nigga, check this shit when I'm done.
I'm driving you behind me. Of course, I'm gonna swerve a little bit because I'm looking at you.
Yeah, that's how the cops get you. They'll get behind you, tell you for hella, but you worried about them, worried about you, and then you swerve because you're looking back at them. Gotcha, nigga.
Yeah, you made too many left turns and shit.
Right.
Like, God damn, man. You know?
Where you going, buddy? Trying to get away from you, nigga. Damn, where you going? Shit, I'm trying to go the opposite direction.
Where you going? So I go the other way.
Yeah, what is you talking about?
I'll tell you what, I ain't going nowhere. You keep going.
I'm about to just parking right here. I'll walk, man.
Okay. You can't even do that, man. They call it age.
You're suspicious now.
Yeah, that's a privilege to walk. It's a privilege to drive. Man, this place is a slavery, man. Yeah. With cool ass amenities. That's all it is. It's slavery with cool ass amenities. You know what I'm saying? Amenities is really destructive against you. Driving and shit. That's destructive against you, man. We're supposed to be moving. If you don't move it, you lose it, man.
Yeah.
You know, grocery stores and shit. The idea of money. Alright? Just imagine that no money existed and all you had was your hard work on whatever you worked on. You know what I'm saying? Half the world would be dead. Useless. There's a lot of useless niggas in offices. You know?
Oh, that's straight like that, bro. I didn't work in one of them office buildings, bro. These niggas get perks, bro. Like, they get 2-hour lunches. They got ping pong tables, drum sets, fucking basketball courts, pool tables.
Because your ass sat down and memorized something for hours. Now you're an elite person to society. But we throw your ass out in the fucking field, you wouldn't know what to fucking do.
Bro.
So how good are you to humanity, man? Slide, you go ahead.
No. I'm going to say, and then the people who's building those buildings, they look at them as insignificant. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, how nigga, you're making $200,000 plus a year, and the person who built this building is only making a fraction of that, and he's insignificant? If he didn't build this building, you wouldn't have a place to work at, nigga.
Exactly. Yep. But it's just slavery, man. Yeah. Because if you take all the workers out, you know, because Esau know how to do nothing, man. In all reality, he know how to do it, but he don't know how to do it. Yeah, he can say this goes over here and this how the machine works, but let that bitch bust apart. It's a wrap. Right. And that's how it was during slavery, man. During chattel slavery, man. They weren't working like that, man. They were taskmasters. They were the whip crackers. All right, they were not there digging and planting no tobacco. They weren't doing all that. They barely knew how to use agriculture, man. All the shit that they learned to live, they learned from Jake, man. How to irrigate, use irrigation systems.
War itself. Because the generals and shit, the niggas ain't never been on the front line. They just went to fucking college to learn strategies and shit. Whereas it's the niggas on the front line that's teaching the generals how to be generals.
Yeah, you get shot at, hey, you know what I'm saying? Telling you that real shit. They just telling you Napoleon, what he did, and
I
that's
want you to
what
go
we're
on this
going to do.
flank, and you guys come around the back and do that. You're giving all this strategy. I'm like, nigga, we about to get us killed, nigga.
Hey, like Tyson said, everybody got a plan till they get hit.
Punch in the mouth.
Yeah, that's Esau. He can tell you what to do, but if he actually had to do it, he'd be trash at it, man.
Flabbergasted.
You know? How many coaches they got? But you'll never see a team full of Edomites dominating shit.
Never.
Right. All that intelligence.
Right. Show me the team with the most Edomites. I'm gonna show you a team that's exiting fast. They about to be out of the championship fast.
I have Jake full of red beans at running back. I have to lace your ass up, man. You know? Ain't too many Urlackers in this world, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't too many. We breed Urlackers all day.
Yeah.
You know? That's the thing. You know? And that's why Esau's envious at us, man. And his goal is to keep us down, man. You know? But I asked for a precept, somebody get it?
God.
Yeah, go.
It says, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Yeah, that's what our people ultimately want to do. And they took the covering of Esau. That's why they want to vote. They want to be Democrats, Republicans. Hey, what's your education? You know what I'm saying? You need to be asking people who your mama is, who your daddy is, man. You know what I'm saying? Go in this woman house, it's all women up in there, no niggas. You know, like they say, you're supposed to run for the hills, man.
Run for the hills.
You know? They don't like, they're caught up in a society, man. All right? Let you be an alpha, AKA, or not AKA, a Cap Alpha Psi, you know, a Q dog and shit. Oh, you was an army. The more you're a part of Esau's upper echelon system, then you'll be considered somebody.
Yeah.
All right? In this society, but in their society, you ain't shit no matter how high you get.
Yeah, the movie Blood and Bones. He told him, "You'll never be up here with us." He thought he was on to something. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Hey,
he had a fighter and shit. Like I came up with I'm doing what y'all do, but you'll never be a part of this."
Yeah, the point is Kanye West.
Yeah.
He was a billionaire for a split second. And once he lost that Adidas, they took them billions away. He's back to a couple $100 million.
How that work?
That don't make no sense, bro. He was a billionaire, 2-point-something billion.
And if I don't like
took
you,
that shit,
if
he's
I
gonna
don't
have
like
400
that,
million. That fast.
Yeah, they wanted to take just enough, you know, to make it like, I could turn you to a millionaire instantly, boy.
Yeah.
You know?
Appreciate it.
Yep, I'm sorry.
This is Ecclesiastes 10:7. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And we're those princes walking as servants, man. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Right.
All right? And the servants sitting on horses is Esau, man. All right? Because the scriptures tell you children rule over thee, man. In the book of Isaiah. All right? Esau is that child.
All right. That goes into childish leaders. When you look into that children, it goes into childish leaders. You know, which Esau, he's a fucking child, and you know these reject niggas is childish too. That be trying to lead the people.
Yeah, but they learn from Esau ways.
Exactly.
So it's all this degenerate nature, man. You know, Jake don't pay attention. They in the back sleep. Wake up. Hey, you need to hurry up and then go back to sleep. That Napoleon ain't do that. Alexander ain't do that. You know, King David ain't do that. Real fucking leaders ain't do that. Regardless of what nationality you are, that's how you effectively lead somebody, is getting your ass out there.
Yeah. Showing them how it's done.
Showing them how it's done. Yeah. Look at how apostles operate, man. Look at how and Johanna. That's why they're so degenerate, man.
Yeah.
Look at their leader. They ain't on the ground. They ain't putting nothing, no boots on the ground. They ain't genuinely involved.
Show you how we do this, son.
You know, that's right.
I got a precept. This is Job 30:7. It says, among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yeah, children of base men. They were viler than the earth.
Yep. They let's get that word braid. It's under the bushes they braid, man.
Booga, nigga.
Is that the grove? You know what I'm saying? Bohemian Grove, man. You know? But they pretty much they do shit in the dark. Because the Lord, that reminds me of the scripture say you don't put your light under a bushel, right? You put it out in the open for the world to see. Okay?
It says the Hebrew word nahah. It says to bray, cry, or cry out.
Yep.
A primitive to bray as an ass or donkey. It says to scream from hunger.
Donkey.
God. They up in that frolicking. You know? All that shit you see in the movies, motherfuckers wearing fucking daisies around their head and shit. Esau like going in the woods and lighting fires.
Yeah.
You know, dancing butt ass naked, man.
Bro, they used to wear their clothes so they disintegrated off of them. Nasty motherfucker. They used to take the skulls of the dead and eat out of them. Like that was what they used for bowls and shit. This is what Esau's nature when he was in those caves, bro.
A horrible ass fucking gadite.
Yeah.
That nigga is I like that. Was like, that's not how you do that. White man wrong. You know, and that's why I say our ways are different from their ways. We upbraid them. That's why they gotta do that to us, bro. They gotta demonize us. Because once we start getting, it ain't about sounding right. It's once we get enough power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we sound right. It's just we don't have enough power. All right? This ain't nothing but a big ass high school. Somebody making sense, but the popular kids like, oh, look at this fucking dork. And everybody, oh, that's what happens to us, man. You know?
We ain't got the rich man disease, so to speak. You know, anything we say, it ain't disdain to the clouds, man.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. Because we ain't got a nice enough suit or flashy enough watch in the suit. So
that's why Lord say he chose the base things of this world to confound the wise, man. Yep. It's a beautiful thing because how Esau got it set up, it's got everybody programmed to believe that a rich man is the person that you should believe, and then the Lord set in base men to tell the truth. So if your spirit ain't right, you ain't gonna attach to the basement.
And like you said, when you went to go see John, did you see a man go to see a man dressed in soft clothing? Like, nah, you went to go see a man of the Lord out there rough, you know? Nobody that's supposed to king court and all of that.
Isaiah 24 verse 5 says the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
He's in control of this earth, man. He tell you in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know, he's covered the faces of the judges thereof, wherefore if not, wherein who is he, man? And it's clear to see that it's Esau Edom that's the one that's covering the faces of the judges, man. You go into any church, you're gonna see a plastered picture of who? Cesar Borgia, man, with the blonde hair and the blue eyes, man. And what judge is that supposed to be? That wasn't Yahushua. He wasn't a white man. Okay? You go any depiction of any of the prophets, it's an Edomite. And why is that, man?
Hell, all our other historians, you know, King Arthur.
Yeah. Yep. Beethoven.
Beethoven.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody that was prominent over time, Esau makes that them.
Jack Daniels.
Yeah, Jack Daniels.
That's a
Shakespeare.
Man. Yeah, let that man have that, bro. You can't have liquor, dog. Like, damn, you already got electricity and stole that, bro. Like, damn, let us have something to say. We be creating shit. Yeah. You done stole everything. All right, I'll let y'all have it. Y'all can make liquor, nigga. You know?
Something.
Nothing, bro.
Let them tell it Vanilla Ice started hip hop.
Let them tell it, bro. Let them tell it. Them niggas created every fucking thing. But they say it changed times. You know what I'm saying? With their calendars, they're adding days, adding months. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are we doing? daylight savings and this and that. Man, fuck out of here. Leap years. What the fuck is a leap years?
But they scientists. They're the educated ones, and you constantly moving the fucking goalposts of knowledge.
Yeah.
All right? The Lord don't move the goalposts. It is what it is. It's been like that from the beginning.
Right.
All right?
He made everything in its perfection, how it needed to be made.
Yeah. Once a scale is calibrated, bro, its calibration is always going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
You put that 5 grams on there and set the shit and zero it out, and it's gonna be back to that. It's always gonna be 5 grams to recalibrate that motherfucker. Let Esau is gonna calibrate to this, and then you're going, okay, let me calibrate to this to get over right here, and then I'm gonna put it back to a standard now when I want to use it. Nigga, get out of here.
Yep.
Shit don't work.
Manipulating the system, man, but he don't understand the world. Again, he wants to shoot the sun. He wants to cut all the regular trees. At first, he was going off on us. I had somebody get mad at me because I chose paper over plastic. What about the trees? Save the trees. I'm like, bitch, this is just one paper. I'm not the one cutting down. I don't have a tree factory. You know what I'm saying? A tree cutting factory.
What about the plastic and what it's doing to the ecosystem in the ocean?
Yeah.
Because they put that shit in the rivers and the lakes, and now all these sea animals is suffocating and eating this shit all in their body and shit.
It's not biodegradable.
Yeah, so it take 100 years for that shit to even go anywhere.
Why is the paper here?
Right. Who made it?
You feel me?
I didn't make the shit.
You asking me, but the paper's here available. So who's in control of why it's paper and why it's plastic?
Yeah, exactly.
Why they got this diversity? Why don't they just give us one right way to have it?
So why don't you just make some bags out of some hemp or some shit, some natural shit, and let us use that then, nigga?
Biodegradable shit, man.
Yeah.
It's just that it's capitalism. The amount of time it takes, even though it's cheaper, it takes longer for them to make them type of bags, and they need to get out 200,000 bags per hour, and we can't do that. But niggas don't need all them fucking bags.
Nope. Yeah. Nope.
You know what I'm saying? You just making people need it so you can make money.
Oh, bro, you see this shit that they're trying to do with the trees?
Yeah.
They want to chop the trees down, and they got this fucking fake tree that they're making that emits
CO2.
CO2, or it pulls the CO2 in, and it does some shit. And the equivalent of one of those is like 100 trees.
Ain't nothing safe.
I'm like, why would you? So you want to chop down what naturally does it in the earth to create something synthetic?
Right.
Why?
You're saying that pretty much we need that to be done. This according to Esau, this earth is billions of years old. So all the fucking sudden, trees is incompetent.
Right.
All the fucking sudden, based off your science, this earth is billions of years old, which is not. All right, it's a thousands, probably what 7 or 8, you know, but it ain't no billions of years. But at the end of the day, what the fuck trees? Why they all of a sudden become incompetent? You know, that's not proper math. That's not what you told me, Esau. Through math and word problems, you're supposed to tell me about the least common denominator and the most common denominator.
The trees be around, you know? They age forever. Chilling.
Yeah, everybody been breathing, animals, all that. You know what just came? And now everything dying? Fucking semi-trucks and airplanes and shit. Okay? That's spraying shit in the air.
That's really what's fucking shit up, because that the metals they're putting in the air is making the sun reflect back up. So that's photosynthesis that trees naturally, plants is naturally getting. They're not getting it because the sun rays ain't even coming to the earth.
Surely
that's why you see the haze out in the morning and shit. I think spraying be a haze. That's just reflecting the sun back up instead of it coming all the way down.
Gun.
So that's got everything fucked. That's why trees are dying and plants is dying for nothing.
And then they gonna say, hey, because they ass too hot. Hell, I'm just making that shit up. If I was the stemming cost. Hell, it's hot as a motherfucker.
Can't survive under the bitch. Tired of making all this motion.
I can't enjoy Barbados. You know, we need to shoot something in the air so I can enjoy Barbados.
You wasn't built for Barbados. You was built for Arctic, nigga.
Yeah.
Well, take your beastly ass over there.
Misery. Fucking cold. Nobody wants to invite themselves to the cold.
Right.
Cold, you go fuck around in the cold a little bit. You don't live there. You don't live in that shit. You know? But the Lord cursed him to live in that shit, man. You know? That shows Esau ain't shit, man. the Lord's gonna get rid of him because he's an all-around degenerate, man. He's destructive in nature, and our people, and that's what we're going over is that our people adhere to, and they like to follow his ways, but his ways is destruction and death, and it's annoying because it's proven time. We have seen enough time to see where pea popping gets you, where Uncle Luke got you, microwave food and Pop-Tarts and shit. We've lived long enough to see cancer run rampant. The divorce rates get low. Skyrocket through the roof. ADHD and all kind of, diseases and plagues, mass shootings and all that, man. Niggas just, the king is kind went crazy. And what's your boy name? This dude. He was, he killed millions of people, man. He killed more people than Stalin. Stalin and shit, man. You had all these people. You had regular people just snapping. Everyday people, because when the wicked rule, the people mourn, man. Your body's mourning, your mind, you're mentally stressed out. The kids are the most depressed. How the hell you I remember when I was young, nigga, get on my nerves. You too young to have nerves, nigga. Like, shut the fuck up.
Right. When you was a kid, you get your ass whooped. But as soon as you can go outside, everything else is out the window, man. You back to the care of the world.
But they don't go outside no more.
They don't go outside, boy. They don't play in the dirt. They don't do shit a kid does.
Fucking immune system shit.
Fucked up. Because you ain't been in nothing for your body to develop those antibodies and shit, man.
Yeah.
You in the house breathing fresh air all day. The second you go outside and catch a whiff of anything, you're done.
Yeah, sniff one flower, nigga.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Got a headache and shit.
I heard a comedian, he was like, when we were kids, kids had casts on their arm. You don't see kids with casts on their arm no more because ain't nobody outside playing. So ain't nobody getting hurt.
You got fucked up as a kid. Shit happens, man. That's why my little youngin', man, he go do something nasty. Like, I ain't gonna let him do no Edomite nasty shit, but he drop a fucking grape on the ground. Hey, no, let him eat that shit. Let him eat that shit. Give him some germs on that. Let him ingest some germs.
Yeah, kids need that, bro.
Yeah,
and that's exactly why that CV-19 fucked up so many people, because wearing those masks, it stopped those different shit from getting in your system. Now your body can't develop the strength to fight that shit no more. Yeah. Because what happens, your tonsils is the first line of defense. Your tonsils will read the shit coming in, and it'll send to your body, but it needs to fight that off. But motherfuckers get their tonsils took out, and now you're fucked.
And now you're fucked.
Now you're fucked. Your body don't even know what's going on. What's going on with it?
Already in there.
But let Esau tell you don't need your tonsils.
Right.
Why the Lord give you tonsils then?
Oh, you don't need a gallbladder.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Listen, you don't need the extra screw.
You only need one lung. You only need one nut.
You can live without it.
And why the Lord give you two, nigga?
I know, I got it.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You don't really need a spleen. I mean, it's like decoration.
I got preset.
I think the spleen holds like the poison shit in your body. That's in your body. Yeah.
Filtrates that, and the liver filtrates a lot of shit, man.
Yep.
It's overloaded with high fructose corn syrup and shit. Niggas 30 years old at 5. Hey, 2 packs of Skittles is over. It's through. Hurry at 5. Hurry at 5 from eating Sour Patches.
Arthritis and
inflammation.
Jawbreakers and shit, man. No life up.
Call it in the kindergarten. Hey, I ain't gonna make it today.
One single pop joint. You might want to graduate, nigga. You might want to do some meth, nigga.
You just some fatty, nigga.
You eat pop tarts, you might want to do some fit dog.
This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away.
Yeah, and this earth hasteth to fade away, man. It's an accelerated rate, man. All right, like shit ain't growing how it's supposed to, and Esau just keep trying to lie, but it's because he's not honoring the land Sabbath. All right, he don't know how to tell time. but he's a big ass. How the nigga woman is, that's who Esau is. He's a big ass nigga woman. He's a male version of a nigga woman. No accountability. You know, he'll lie, just all self-serving. You know, then when shit hit the fan, he gonna twist it and blame it on you. Esau, that's why you think the nigga woman act like that, because she learned from him. You know, that whole energy and vibration and concept comes from him. You know, stealing and shit. The women's like the most cheaters.
Oh man.
You know, always want to tell you what to do, but don't do shit. You know, try to micromanage you, but don't got the capability. That's Esau. You know.
The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Yeah, it's defiled. You know what I'm saying? The land is like, backyards is non-existent damn near, man. You know, it's underappreciated. Okay? Like, goddamn, bro, like grass and shit. You know? Fresh air.
Yeah.
You know? People don't appreciate natural life because they've been taught that all Esau's benefits are better than life, man. A flat screen is better than a sunrise. That's where we at right now.
Watch the sunrise on the
You
flat
know?
screen.
Niggas ain't never go to sleep out in the field. I ain't gonna say like just it ain't laying no field in the grass and just chopped it up through fucking rocks and shit and just chopped it up, man. You know, Jake was out here naturally grounding as kids, man. Walking around barefoot, you know, like all kind of natural shit in there. I feel sorry for the younger generation. They ain't y'all vitamin D all fucked up, getting no sun rays and shit. You know?
It was a Russian dude. I forget who his name was. He said all they need was one generation. You know what I'm saying? This generation right now, they got it. These little niggas are demons, man. YNs, they call them.
I see a nigga run downstairs and kick a little bit. Boom! Been like, ooh! And he just let off. And I say that because there ain't no nigga in the house. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that, look, I ain't like, no old women shouldn't, you know, be hit on like, hey, sometimes you do shit. But for a nigga to come down like Gal off the Street Fighter and start booting her like, oh, you gotta, you know, like that's like damn. You know, popping up like little kids, man, back in the head, some shit. You know what I'm saying? Line their ass up, man. Oh, GMS beat women. Some like niggas gonna die, man. Cause women need to be beat, bro. For real. Man, they ain't out here just slaughtering hoes and shit. But everything is so ass backwards that it's gonna take violence to set it back in order, man.
Yeah. Somebody gotta be an example.
Mm-hmm.
And once that first person is made an example, the rest of the people they're gonna be like, oh shit, I don't want that.
That's why
Esau's gonna be an everlasting example.
Yeah.
That's why the city stoned whoever needed to get stoned.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They
So
still
everybody will be
gun
aware, like,
in
shit,
front of the city,
that's
man.
what's about to happen to me if I do that shit. Oh
Yeah,
no.
man.
Violence solves problems.
No parts of that.
Did you see that first rock?
It says,
Shit, you gonna throw that rock. You know how hard you throw. You know what I'm saying? See that nigga-
Hey, dang, I ain't even
Wobble.
consider this is Jake that's throwing.
Yeah.
You know, Jake.
in ancient times, throwing hard as hell.
Remember that video we had? They had that motherfucker in the purple. She got hit. She got dropped. She was in a little hole. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like waist deep. She got dropped. You see her drop in a little shiki and she come back up. She got dropped and they hit her and they woke her ass back up. And you see that motherfucker was blue, but it started turning purple, man.
Yeah.
They was just stoning and
There's a
she
shadow
dropped
there,
that
shadow.
rock.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
Bro, they stone you so much that you're buried in rocks.
Yeah.
You get buried in all those rocks that's thrown at your ass.
Yeah, but judgment needs to be executed, man. You know, but meanwhile, again, Esau rests his judgment. He don't want you touching on your kids. He don't want you, whooping their butt, man.
Yeah.
Whooping their ass.
The fact you even gotta correct that is a fucking problem, man.
It's a fucking problem, bro. You know, I was watching the other day, earlier today, Jake was telling his sister, or I don't know who it was, but he was like, man, hey man, your daughter smells. You need to get in the bath. You worry about a girl in the bathroom taking a shower and they flipped it, and it's like, yeah, you a pedo, you give me pedo, you give me pedo. And it's like, damn, bro, this is the kind of society we're in that nobody can.
You stink. Sorry, you
Yeah,
can't take
like,
it. I'm a
Accountability, that's to take it back.
Like,
Fuck
but
the
I'm
little
telling
funky
you,
little pussy
stink.
bitch then.
Yeah.
Get her the fuck away from me.
And that, but this is the society that we're in, man. Esau's judgment, his the way he flips it goes throughout everything, man.
Yeah.
You know how they treating the prophets, trying to say, oh, we're pedophiles, we're rapists, and all that, with no fucking evidence. All right, we can legally sue for defamation, man.
Yeah. So can.
Because you on film lying back to back. There's no, but then we're not gonna do that because, like the scriptures say, go to the law, not before the saints.
Yeah.
Right? But every nigga that believes that will be judged because you're not judging the right. You're what's that? Being haste to destroy a city or following the multitude to do evil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't like the prophets and what we had to say. Because we told your funky ass to stop getting dreadlocks. Because we told you that you can't be in a club on a Passover. Now you want to just agree with some lies and shit. The Lord gonna have it. Then he set it up to where, like, bro, common sense. An average nigga know we ain't doing that shit.
Yeah.
The average low-level nigga. That's why I'd be a surprise to them. You know, like, what? Like, nigga, y'all niggas do that? Nigga, oh, hell no. Like, no idea. It's like, nigga, like, who would be walking around
Yeah.
and everybody know that?
Know that shit.
Still hitting the highways every weekend. We
Yeah,
ain't
everybody
hired
know
or
that.
nothing.
No, it's crazy because
And everybody knows
the very,
that we so-called do it and nothing happening.
It'd been
No
a-
FBI, no
it'd been a
ATF,
scheme, exactly. Yeah.
no nothing. No, there's a RICO. You can get us all out of here.
Right.
bro, the whole Great Millstone would be gone if that was the case.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
RICO. Like, what? All you gotta do is get one nigga. It's
Because
a
the
wrap.
fact that it would say all you guys were complicit and none of you guys stopped it or said nothing.
Mhm.
So everybody would be on the same charges.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the very niggas who say that shit, point the finger out for that shit, are the ones doing it.
Mhm.
The very weirdo niggas saying that we're doing this shit is doing that weird shit.
They call it what they call it? Projecting.
Projecting, yeah.
That's the new shit that they use.
Yeah.
Gaslighting, virtue signal, projecting,
Bro, all that dumb shit, man.
funky ass words,
Fuck all
man.
that shit,
Fuck
man.
you. We got a precept.
This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully setting them to do evil.
Yep. And then that's what it is that they've become complacent, especially our people. And Esau, hey, can we get that scripture? He thought the Most High was even as himself. You know, he got so far into this shit that he think the Most High on his side, man. You know, they went so far as to call themselves Israelites. Not even Israelite, they didn't even do it right. They call themselves Israelis. Then shut the door and say you know anti-Semitic. Which even in that's dumb. That goes back to the line of Shem, which Esau's under there, the Arabs are under there. All right, Moab. You know, a Chinese person could walk up and say, "Hey, walk up to a so-called so-called JEOO and say, "Hey, man, fuck you. You know, fuck your forefather. Fuck you, fuck your whole family." And it won't be anti-Semitic because he's Semitic. He's Sim. That's the thing, man. But nobody questions that. You know, but we get questioned. We Israelites, I don't know. They making up Hebrew words and all. It's like, bro, but that's how it's supposed to be. That's why Lord gonna destroy all you niggas that disagree. That's why we ain't fucking mad. Y'all disagree and try to make up. We just correcting it for the people who want to actually be edified. Because you niggas gonna be destroyed, man. Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 21. It says, "These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself. But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes."
Yep. The Lord, hey, that's beautiful. He will reprove and set things in order before our eyes. The whole world gonna see Esau be broken and pushed down, man. All that walking around and sneaky snake shit, bombing people. And Jake, the whole world know like this nigga is evil, bro, but he does so much so-called good, you know what I'm saying, which is not good. He has so much power. And when he, just like that movie Mad Max, nigga with the water and shit, I was like, that nigga a dickhead. Release the water and, like, bro, he releases the water and don't even prepare. Like, niggas got bowls and shit, the water falling on the ground. You know, that's Esau, man. No, give you guys a Black Friday sale, but at the same time, I'll be throwing hella food out of fucking restaurants at the end of the day. You know, don't feed the homeless, all kind of wicked ass shit, man.
Yeah. Laws against feeding the homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of product we throw away at our job. And you walk out the door with one something on camera, and then if they feel like they get rid of your ass, man.
That shit's unrighteous.
Unrighteous, bro, because the law says, well, hey, you got 10% of that, leave that to the poor, man.
Yeah.
You know, but you so fucking greedy that you like, damn, well, if somebody's not poor and they create, because your ass think like that.
No, they do that. That's why they send all these jobs to China. That's the essence of them doing that shit.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, bro, there's a makeup company where they be throwing away $thousands of makeup. But they'll break it all up and throw it in the trash so nobody can come in there and take the shit.
Yeah.
It's like, nigga, stop making all that shit if you gotta throw this shit fucking away.
Right. But you gotta keep making it and creating the whole idea of bacon. Jake wasn't supposed to be eating that high processed food, you know, whether it's turkey bacon or regular bacon. You definitely should be eating regular fucking bacon. But even turkey bacon, that highly processed shit, eating that in the morning, clogging up your fucking arteries and shit, they brung that shit out because they needed to get rid of that slab of meat from the, they wanted to use every bit. So they tricked people into believing in eating bacon in the morning. You know what I'm saying? All kind of fucking wicked ass shit, man, that make you feel like you need that you never needed, man.
Yeah, chicken nuggets and shit. That's just pink slime. That's all the bullshit dregs and all the meat that they been chopped up. They'll bleach that shit and put that shit, wash it in ammonia, and then process it and put it in the chicken nugget.
Yup. You know, but cows.
Yeah, bro, you don't know what the fuck you eat. Then they fucking got the meat glued, they're gluing all the red meat get glued together, and you can see that shit because how it be pulling apart sometimes. You're like, what the fuck? Why is it falling apart like this?
Yeah,
bro?
like, I shouldn't be able to rip it. You could like, and it looked like man, I can't even describe it, like a web.
Yeah, it's weird, bro. It's like, bro, this ain't right, bro. Like an accordion type deal.
Yeah.
What is this shit?
Man, like all over, man. You know, and he oppressed the poor righteous man.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Hey, we had a brother on the GMS who lived by faith. He left some comments on
Hey, Shalom, Cap.
Yeah, he left a few precepts. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 18. It says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, and they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto the servants, the prophets, and he didn't finish the part.
No, you get the actual precept.
I'm gonna go to the con. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 18. The book of Revelation 11, verse 18 says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth."
Yeah, you don't gotta be no fucking baller. You don't gotta be the top. As long as he says small and great that believe in the name. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be no top nigga. You don't gotta be a LeBron in this society to be accepted. But as long as you believe and do it the right way, the Lord gonna fuck with you and the Lord gonna judge Esau, man. All right? That's the part I like about small and great who call upon the name, man. You know, in this society, you could be a law-abiding citizen, but if you ain't got no money, they could come down on your ass and it'll be over with for you. You know? You gotta really be great in this society to get away and get a pass for shit.
Yeah, and all your abiding of the laws can't help you.
Yeah.
It's the opposite with the Lord. He don't care how much money you got. He wants you to be a sincere servant, man.
There's another one. 2nd Ezra 14 and verse 17 says, "For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein."
It's going to be synonymous. It's a reason why the world gets weak and the evil's increasing, because the evil's making the world weak. All right, and the world's becoming weak because they, like Esau's harbored everything. Niggas need to work. They need bullies in the world. They need people that work for their living. You know what I'm saying? Once mass production came in, all manhood died. Yeah. You know? Once Ford factories and steel companies came in and Walmarts, all manhood started dwindling, man. Because the nigga ain't had to go out there and look at no deer, follow that motherfucker, make sounds and shit. You know? Like it not saying we lived in a bush or something, but it hit different when you wake up and if you ain't get up off your ass, you didn't eat. That's a different life. It ain't no hard life though. I know all the fucking be that. You know what I'm saying? I can go walk to the fucking pond, you know, sit down, chop it up. There ain't no stress, but you'll get up and do it. But like I said, these office niggas don't know how to do that. They got the fish. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
These motherfuckers.
Why is it still moving?
Yeah,
Nigga, it's alive still. Nigga, you like it come out the water dead.
You gotta gut it. He's scared to gut it.
What you talking about?
Going up. You gotta gut it. Throw it up. You know? All these people aren't fit to live, man. They've been pampered, so evils increase because they became more lazy. Like they said, hard men create easy times. Easy times create, soft men. Soft men create tough times. And it's like this cycle.
Yeah.
You know, because it's all capitalist. You know, capitalistic ideas. One person sits at the top and create this avenue of corruption. But the Lord, when He established the government, you know, the 7 women to all these 7 women to one man. The Lord said it's gonna be a polygamous marriage. Problem solved. Women don't have no opinion. You can't sit out here and bear witness. You're a woman. All right? All this you can't, lay with a man and then say you don't like him and then lay with another man. Child support. Problem solved. All right?
And then on top of that,
it's a sluggy. And when a woman leaves, she didn't leave nothing.
Yep.
Including the children.
Yeah, not even the child either. Because what she gonna do with that child is weaponize that child against you.
Yeah, and that's all I'm about to say. Now we're in a system where is so deep and embedded in wickedness, there's no way to turn around and go to right except for destruction.
Bro, they're even getting worse, bro. Texas is doubling down, bro. They're saying women are getting child support from the day of conception. So the moment she's pregnant is the moment you start paying child support now. Yeah, while the baby's Texas already passed the bill for that shit. While the baby's in the womb, because a woman still has to pay for all the prenatal and all this, so it's your baby, so you should be having to pay for that shit.
But you could get abortion because it's not a life.
And what if it's not even your baby?
Yeah.
That's the wickedest shit right there.
Yeah.
Bro, you can prove the baby's not yours, but you didn't pay child support for such a time. You still gotta continue to pay child support, even though the baby's not yours, because you already been doing it.
So somebody could bear false witness, you know. And they rest judgment, man. Esau rests his judgment, but yet our people want him to rule over us, man. This is a miserable way to fucking live, man.
Yeah.
You know, can't even talk to people straight up because you don't know if they got something on you.
Yeah.
Can't tell them about your day for real.
Nope.
It's like, God
against
damn.
you.
Yeah.
Tell your boss and you. It's like, damn, bro. Nobody's genuine no more. They just want to leg up in some way, shape, form. Oh, this nigga said what? Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell on him.
Yep.
I might get this promotion.
Yeah. Man, all kind of shit. This is a miserable place when the wicked rule, people mourn, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Appreciate it.
Yep.
This is Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1.
Yep.
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievous which they have prescribed.
Yeah. Just like we said, the marital laws, it shouldn't even, you shouldn't even have to fucking, you know what I'm saying? A man should be able to legally go down to the courthouse and keep marrying as many women as he wants, man.
Shouldn't have to go to the courthouse. Shit.
Y'all letting motherfuckers. Yeah, you shouldn't have to go to the courthouse.
Why the court gotta be in my business? Is what I'm doing.
All you gotta do is walk out with that sheet. You know what I'm saying? You know, get that to the Father, and that's it, man.
That's it.
You know, because we would write things down, but we weren't like a big writing down type of people, man. You know what I'm saying? It was moral understanding. Okay? By suing people and shit. About going to court suing nobody.
It was in orally because that's why the Lord is like, all right, let me try writing these laws down. Maybe it stick. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe y'all done forgot everything we done talked about and the ways we keep our.
Well, the written just made it so where you didn't have no way to say I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Because it was right and wrong should have always existed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but niggas.
It was clear that it did, because when Adam and Eve said we were naked. So that lets you know that right and wrong exists. Yeah. That nakedness is symbolic of sin.
Yeah.
You know? So that right and wrong existed. You know?
Hey, right and wrong existed because when Cain and Abel did that sacrifice, it was a right and wrong way to do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So right and wrong existed, it's just niggas, man.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why it was wrote down, because you said we weren't really a writing type of people. Because he didn't tell you to tell your children and your children's children about this and about that. You know,
it's
like,
to people, man.
now you ain't got no how'd you say it? No well, you ain't got no reason that you don't know.
Sin.
Yeah. There we go. I like that one right there.
You got no cloak
for your sin.
Yep. And that's what they be wanting. That's what people like to use. Playing fucking mind games and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But good people don't do that shit. If you sincere and you're a good person, you're gonna do good shit. That's what it is at the end of the day. But Esau created a shell, you know, and everybody follows it. Good morning, good morning. I ain't on nigga be a whole fucking rapist, pedophile, thief, bank robber. But I didn't know he was doing none of that. That nigga Jeffrey Dahmer. As long as you follow the good old American way. How you doing? I'm good. You good? You're good. All right. Have a good. Yeah. That's a good guy. Because he follow along with that. Right. You know what I'm saying? But when you be like, how you doing, man? My fucking day fucked up. You know, and all this and that. And people don't want to really hear that shit.
They don't want to be around you no more.
Yeah. And if they do, they gonna fuck over you.
Yeah. I seen a post like that. Not a post. It was actually like a little skit. He said, "How's your day going?" He's like, "Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm pretty stressed out." And the person was like, "Oh, why don't you just make it easier by saying, my day is good and shutting the fuck up." Like, that's just pretty much what the brother said. Nobody give a fuck.
Nigga, don't ask me how my day is going if you don't want to fucking hear it then, nigga.
Yeah. That's the Babylonian format.
Yeah.
You know, the way you talk to people, the way you interact. Everybody could pretty much interact and have a shell, and something else could really be going on.
Yeah.
That's why it looked like motherfuckers be clicking out last minute, because they've been walking around showing that Babylonian face.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Give you that fake smile and that fake persona. Deep down inside, they ready to crash out. They take that one straw that break that camel's hump, and niggas spaz out. It's like he just snapped out of nowhere. No, this nigga was miserable the whole time, and you niggas didn't pick up on the social cues that he was showing. He wasn't saying nothing to none of you niggas because he didn't want to be talked to.
Because he knows it's gonna be fake.
Yeah.
And then let's say they find out that you depressed. They're gonna put something in you to make your ass happy.
Right.
They're gonna make you happy, nigga. Shut the fuck up. Be happy, nigga. Be the bad. I'm not gonna address these issues. Take this pill and be happy. Nobody loves you.
Don't worry.
Yeah, take this pill, man. Your ass on fucking talking about, pink gorillas and shit. You know? If anybody got something, we can close on out. All right, with that being said, you want to close out, brother?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, we're gonna give all praises, honor, glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Kakadash.
Hey, Shalom, Michael. You know my heart. Hey, stay locked in, man.